Let's look at the various analytical facilities in Excel, both in the core product and from various add-ins. Let's also approach this from a timeline and Excel version perspective. If we think through the Excel product and the features that it's had for many, many years, the so-called traditional features, what comes to mind immediately are simple tables, pivot tables, and charts. And for the last several versions of Excel, most of these pieces of functionality have appeared in the Data tab of the ribbon. Excel 2007, as we mentioned before, introduced a lot of important BI functionality. Data bars and conditional formatting provide the ability to build full-fledged scorecards right inside of an Excel workbook. Also, a number of additions to the formula language, a number of functions starting with the word cube, allow for the querying of BI databases directly from Excel workbooks without needing to use pivot tables to get that job done. And the addition of Excel services to SharePoint gave Excel users the ability to publish and share their work rather than having to email around spreadsheets as a way to share their results. Excel 2010 was a monumental release as it is the version that introduced us to PowerPivot. It also added some Sparklines capabilities. And to our earlier point about the ability for add-ins to bring new functionality to existing versions of Excel, along with the release of SQL Server 2012 came PowerView, which, although initially available only in SharePoint, nonetheless worked with PowerPivot models embedded in workbooks created with Excel 2010. This release of SQL Server also brought a second version of the PowerPivot add-in. Fast forward to today and the newest version of Excel, which is Excel 2013, we have the ability to use slicers and timelines even outside of the scenario of working with pivot tables from PowerPivot. We also have the Excel data model, which incorporates many features of PowerPivot directly in the core Excel product. And we have the addition of a new PowerView add-in for Excel so that that technology is no longer exclusive to SharePoint. Beyond what's built into 2013, we also have beta versions of two very important add-ins for the product. That includes the Data Explorer add-in, which allows us to acquire data from a number of exotic sources as well as traditional ones, and GeoFLow, which allows us to build map-based visualizations on the data in our workbooks. So as a summary, we have the BI capabilities that are built into the core Excel product. We have additional capabilities that are brought to us by several add-ins. That includes the PowerPivot add-in, the PowerView add-in, and the beta add-ins codenamed Data Explorer and GeoFLow. There are also a number of important tie-ins with SharePoint that further enhance the BI capabilities in Excel. In effect, the items on this slide form the outline for this course. So in our next module, we'll take a look at the capabilities built into the core Excel product. Before we do that, however, let's get an overview for how all these different pieces work together in the data analysis workflow. This will really provide a framework for understanding each of these components, especially because the capabilities of them tend to overlap. Typically, our first step in data analysis is to acquire the data itself. The built-in data connection wizard in Excel does a very handy job of that, but so too do the import facilities in the PowerPivot window and the Data Explorer add-in. After the data is brought in, we'll need to shape that data or model it. We can do a lot of that work in the worksheet itself. And again, we can use the PowerPivot window and Data Explorer to do a large amount of that work as well. Once the data has been acquired and modeled, we'll want to visualize that data. With the core of Excel, we can use pivot tables and pivot charts. We can also build stunning visualizations inside of PowerView and, as mentioned in the previous slide, map-based visualizations using GeoFLow. Finally, once we're done acquiring, modeling, and visualizing our data, we may wish to publish the content we've developed and share it with others. The Excel Services component of SharePoint can help us do that, as can the Excel web app, available both with Microsoft's SkyDrive service and its Office 365 subscription service. We'll discuss all of these various options within this course.